Welcome to In My Opinion 4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Mirror and Toa are fucking up time again with their evil plan of stealing energy and trying to bring out the demon realm. They even got some new muscle to help, so it's up to you as a new time patroller to team up with some familiar faces to bring them down. The story mode is entertaining with Cliff Note versions of all the arcs, including the resurrection of Frieza, with some changes. Like Cooler teaming up with his brother, or Time Patrol Trunks being taken over by Captain Ginyu,
Captain Ginyu of the Ginyu Force has arrived!
or fighting 2 apes instead of 1. There is some stuff though that has nothing to do with said arcs and is his own original thing. It was fun interacting with the old team again, especially for those comedic moments. A little extra that's pretty cool is if you transfer a character over from Xenoverse 1, they actually appear in the story known as the hero of the previous game. Also like the animated short they added that tells you about your new city and the rules it holds.
First, firing a Kamehameha within city limits is prohibited.
The gameplay is largely the same with light and heavy attacks and your specials, though there have been slight changes as well. You cannot perform an aura burst dash, allowing you to get in close to those who just want to run and beam spam, making the game a bit more offensive focused. But it does consume 1 stamina bar, so beware. There's also a stamina break attack to Deja Foe. Now you might think this is broken, but it's a pretty slow attack, you can block it, and while you can combo into it, it does take really good timing, so it doesn't totally kill the game. Oh, and your stamina regains faster in stamina break compared to breaking stamina the old fashioned way. The game as well overall feels less clunky than the first part. This with the little improvements make for a better experience. However, balancing your ki and stamina is still key to victory. After all, teleporting and doing your specials don't come cheap. As before, you can equip 4 skills, be it projectile or physical, or charging, which this time around is actually useful. There's also evasive skills, your transformation, and most importantly, your ultimate attacks. You can also equip super souls, which are little bonuses that activate during a fight, if certain conditions are met. Then you have your outfit, and if you're one of those people like me who hated the fact that your clothes messed with your stats, well, they added something that fixes this. Kinda. In the Capsule Corpse area, you can make what's called a QQ Bane capsule, which allows you to mix other clothes to make a fixed stat for all your clothing. So once you make it, the annoyance is pretty much gone. Now before you go off to punch and blastings, you gotta make your character. You got 5 races to choose from, with the Majin, Saiyan, and humans allowing you to pick male or female. Touch your character's looks, pick a voice, and answer a question that sets your starting stats, which will increase when you level up as you play through the game. Each race has their own little fighting style with some plus and negatives, so they feel different from one another. This time around, they added a little intro scene depending what race you choose, such as Frieza's spaceship for the Frieza's race, and Hercule's house for humans. It's a nice little addition. Now, you did hear me say something about transformations before. Well, that's because now every race gets their own, such as Frieza's golden form, and humans getting the flying Nimbus, so no one is left out. The Saiyans even get a Super Saiyan 3 form. One of the first things you might have noticed when you start the game is you're in a brand new city. Yeah, no more just having 3 super small areas, you now have this big open space to traverse. This is your hub known as Kanton City. This is where you'll be conducting most of your activities at. What are those? Well, we'll get into that, but first just a heads up. While you are stuck walking or using a vehicle to get around, you do get the ability to fly, you just gotta get your flying license. Just play through the story mode and it comes rather early. Speaking of story, the quests this time around are less frustrating, thus more enjoyable. Gone are those stupid boss armor moments and your allies have less of a chance of dying, which would usually lead you to start the whole mission all over again. I believe there was only 1 fight that I had some trouble with, but that's about it. And like last time, you can revisit any of the fights and cutscenes once you're done. While in the city, you can buy items like clothing and skills, either using cold hard cash or TP medals. You also got a mixing shop where you can mix battle items to make better ones. There's even a special store that's only open on certain days that only takes TP medals, letting you obtain some more rare items. You also run into NPCs you can interact with that can turn into some fun dialogue and maybe a free item. And then you got all 100 parallel quests, PQ for short. You can do them on and offline. You start with a small amount, but the more you play through the story and complete some PQs, the more you get. You can also fight the CPU in a 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, and 3 vs 3 situation. Pick training mode to polish your skills, or face a buddy on and offline in 1 vs 1. Though from my experience the lag was a bit much. I would get hit even if I wasn't close to my opponent, and stuff just didn't connect. The rest of the online related quests felt much better connection wise. You also have event quests, which are either parallel quests or little fights with NPCs such as a group of no good punks.
Yup.
Yamcha and Krillin also have special missions for you, which are delivering milk very slowly, which nets you some free milk. And then there's one where you pick up rocks to get some TP medals. Neither of these were very fun. One of the big new features introduced are the expert missions. These are represented by the big purple balls around the map. And these is 5 players teaming up against a super powerful foe with special abilities, like spreading a team apart, brainwashing teammates, and launching a super beam attack which everyone has to pitch in to stop. It's a pretty fun experience, and while you can't do it alone with the computer, it feels way more fun when you have at least one friend along for the ride.
I did. What do you gotta press?
We're not done yet. Not only do we got this giant hub, we also have little areas as well. 5 to be exact. There's Hercule's house, Capsule Corpse, Frieza's spaceship, the Great Guru's house, and Boo's house. Each having their own little quests, like helping Great Saiyan Man and Saiyan Woman fight crime, infiltrating Frieza's squad and rising through the ranks, or just feeding Boo so he can make a family. This is also where you get your transformation, so depending what race you picked, I recommend going to that area first. If you start to get a little bored of using your created characters, there are 87 more to choose from. You unlock them by beating the story, wishing for them, and completing certain PQs. Each also have different alternate costumes which change up the skills they have. Just like in the last game, doing missions with them still levels up your created characters, so you don't have to be hesitant if you want to use them. There are 25 instructors here to get some skills from, but this time around it's way easier. While you start off with a little, more instructors will pop up while playing through the game, and you don't have to max out their friendship to learn their skills. All you need to do to open up more lessons is pass these quick little fighting tests that this robot gives you. And that's it. I can't tell you how happy this made me, as it was an annoying grind in the last game. Now if you do make them your instructor, what you get is them showing up in a fight to help if need be. But they took out that Z Soul Spirit thing for some reason. Also, getting the friendship meter up nets you some tags you can put on your character for online play, and sometimes random capsules. How to increase it is the same as the last game, which is just using said instructor as a partner and just talking to them. The difference here is the meter goes up way faster this time around. There also seems to be a chance that when you max out more than one instructor, it will trigger an event with them interacting with one another, with some entertaining dialogue. Now, another big complaint not only I but other players had was the drop rate of skills in the quest. It was downright insane in the last game, but thankfully this was greatly improved since I was nabbing skills left and right, though the much higher level PQ skills were a bit harder to nab. Also, now when you complete the requirements to get the ultimate finish fight, it will always happen. Thank you God. Man, was that stupid to make it random in the last game. Of course, this game has the infamous Dragon Balls. I mean, it wouldn't be a Dragon Ball game without them. Summoning the dragon allows you to wish for characters, skills, and more. You can also increase what you can wish for by doing some of those nail quests so Guru himself can help. Now you obtain them by beating up some time patrollers during PQs and hoping they drop. Or sometimes the game just throws you one when you log in. What's kinda odd is the option to switch between created characters and head back into the game where you left off is gone. You have to replay the story mode and unlock everything, such as the PQs characters, and instructors all over again, though you can share skills, items, and clothing through your multiple characters still. I hear they're working on a patch for this as we speak, but it hasn't been put in yet. The game looks pretty much the same as the last one, which isn't a bad thing. It's still vibrant and colorful, the character models look great and perfectly resemble their anime counterparts, even the created characters get the same love and detail. The city itself has a cool design instead of being rather flat and boring like in the last one. This time it's like some of the different locations in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse just crash into one another, making a unique looking place. The frame rate never suffers during combat, giving you a smooth experience. In fact, it even felt a bit better than the last game. We also got the cast from the anime showing up, giving some great voice work as usual. And if you're not a fan of the English dub, you can always switch to Japanese.
Stop it, Frieza! How dare you! You are going to pay for this!
Negative wise, the camera wouldn't always pick up the best spot during combat, but this was super rare. Also, the lip syncing can be pretty off at times during cutscenes. The ultimate attacks still lack a certain oomph for me, as they did in the last game, but they still look good. Also, there was a problem with the load times when the game first released, but thankfully that's been fixed with a patch. Just like the last game, I had a real good time with this one. It does what a sequel should do, which is take what's there and build on it, and fix some of the issues. The combat is tweaked, making for a much better experience. The structure system is less of a headache and grindy. The drop rates have improved, and getting the ultimate finish is no longer a crapshoot. Let's not forget that the hub of Content City is much more pleasant to look at and roam around in. Then you got the little extras you can do in the city, like extra missions and the 5 mini areas, which have their own little missions themselves. Yeah, the milk delivery and rock throwing is boring, but the other stuff makes up for it. The story itself, while just a Cliff Note version of the arcs, is still fun to go through, and there's even a secret extra chapter you can unlock. Even with some of the negatives, like the camera acting dodgy once in a while, and not making that big of a graphical jump, I believe it's still worth your time, if you're just goofing around by yourself, with randoms, or a well-known buddy. So power up and head out to keep our timeline safe. I hope you enjoy my thoughts in this game, and for gamers' sake, keep gaming.